I haven't heard applause like that since I saw Geraldo packing up his desk. It's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's welcome tonight's guest. In high school, he always brought your daughter home on time. Wonder why. Host of the Guy Benson Show, Guy Benson. This favorite from Red Eye will make you laugh till you cry. Comedian Gerard She's wiry and witty and from the Motor City. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Captive. And every morning he has to check his shoes for old ladies. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and NWA champion. All right, before we get to some news stories, let's do this.
Greg's Leftovers.
It's Leftovers, where I read the jokes we didn't use this week, and as always, it's my first time reading them, so if they suck, we'll put an apple in Joe Mackey's mouth and send him to the View's Labor Day pig roast. A billionaire just bought Rosie O'Donnell's former Florida estate for $35.3 million. It has 12 bedrooms, 10 baths, and get this, the kitchen has both hot and cold running barbecue sauce. Football player Travis Kelce is expected to retire after the 2026 NFL season. So he marries rich, then stops working. Who does he think he is, a woman? Oh. President Trump just revoked Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection, which had been secretly extended by Joe Biden. I guess it makes sense. The only shots these agents were blocking were coming from Jose Cuervo. Texas politicians are upset that one county is spending $500,000 to host a gay softball tournament. They are also hosting a lesbian softball tournament, but it's just called a softball tournament.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go, man.
That was good. That's a good one. Florida is set to execute its record 11th person this year. Only 11? What a bunch of amateurs, said one woman. I know. Wow. A pot-bellied pig was found running loose in Pennsylvania for the second time this summer. He was captured and immediately returned to CNN. Easy. Too easy. California Governor Gavin Newsom claims he's a Swiftie, but he can't name one Taylor Swift song. Well, that's like saying you're in the WNBA, but you've never seen a green dildo. According to a new poll, less than 1% of Democrats are satisfied with the direction of the country under Trump, compared to 76% of Republicans. That's a 75-point gap. I haven't seen a gap that wide since that Stormy Daniels Film Festival.
Wow.
There's a lot of space between the movies. Barack Obama called out Trump's crackdown on crime, saying he's worried it will target the former president's hometown. Trump reassured Obama by saying, "Don't worry, we're not going to invade Nairobi." Desmond Watson, the 450-pound heaviest player in NFL history, has been cut by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He will now go back to his old job as Stacey Abrams' body double. I never know.
Wow.
Gavin Newsom called Trump simply the most destructive individual in my lifetime. Nancy Pelosi responded saying, the most destructive individual in my lifetime is Genghis Khan. Because she's old. D.C. Mayor Bowser admits Trump's federal crime crackdown is working. In fact, the crackdown is working so well, Maxine Waters can now safely walk her wig at night. Probably should end there.
Stingers.
And finally, the Taylor Swift engagement post on Instagram has made history for having the most likes in one day. It beat the previous record set by Rashida Tlaib announcing she bought a razor. All right.
Got a mustache?
So you know how important health and fitness is to a full and happy life. But like everything great, it takes effort. It's the most cause and effect phenomenon you can experience. You lift weights, muscles grow, you run laps, your heart gets stronger, you go rollerblading, you're gay. But it turns out Republicans are great at helping even their critics get into shape. For example, this week in Wisconsin, the vice president's motorcade noticed how unfit the protesters awaiting Vance were and decided to do something about it. They went the wrong way down a one-way street, causing the protesters to pick up and run. They were later hospitalized for exhaustion. Of course, this isn't new. Trump's been getting the media to run after him for years. And he wasn't even there. But this shows how deeply the White House cares about fitness. And earlier this month, they gave us probably the greatest fitness expo ever. Well, the second greatest after Michelle pressed Obama over her head for 10 reps. I'm talking about Pete Hegseth and RFK Jr.'s challenge to do 50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups in 10 minutes. The point was to inspire Americans to stop treating their bodies the way Jasmine Crockett treats grammar.
Wow.
But like stretch marks on Joy Behar's ass. The media reared its flabby head to bash it. And why? Because it's another situation where whatever Trump promotes must be evil. In this case, exercise. Check out this New York Times headline from this week. Quote, 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups in under 10 minutes? What could go wrong? Fitness experts caution against jumping into a difficult routine suggested by RFK and Pete Hegseth. Now, you can spot a reverse-engineered story a mile away. The writer began with a headline, then called in a bunch of quotes to fit his preconceived conclusion. One expert complied by saying, pushing for such high numbers without the necessary strength foundation could quickly lead to poor form, overcompensation, and a high risk of injury. We'll talk about a Debbie Downer on steroids. I'm surprised they didn't point out how exercise elevates the risk of getting fondled by John Travolta in his steam room. And it can. Now, of course, no beginner is going to tackle military level fitness on day one. But here's how you can be certain this one is an anti-Trump piece. Just compare it to these other recent Times headlines. Want to level up your mobility? Add weights. Find your next favorite workout. How exercise fights anxiety and depression. But see, when Trump enters the gym, suddenly having exercise goals is the new fascism. Hell, if Trump tweeted, practice good oral hygiene, the Times would declare that pursuing white teeth is inherently racist.
Why they gotta be white?
Why do they have to be white? Because anything Trump advocates, whether it's border security, crime prevention, and now apparently exercise, gets trashed faster than Peter Dinklage on St. Patrick's Day. And yet, this anti-exercise mentality seemed to be missing when the Times' favorite socialists attempt to bench press half his weight. I've seen bigger muscles at Red Lobster. Now, you'd think the Times would caution him against biting off more than he can chew, but he's not Trump. He's just a lightweight who can't lift light weights. And the only dumbbells in his life are his campaign staff. Now, eventually, you'd think the media would stop turning every Trump-endorsed idea into a supervillain plot. But then they'd have to admit Trump's wins for America aren't the enemy, lazy reporting is. But for now, the only thing they exercise is bad judgment. Guy, just to let people know, you did used to work out, right?
I do. I use my Peloton.
Yes, you do?
Yeah, I know you do too.
Yeah.
You're very fitness conscious, I've heard. You rollerblade to work every day.
Do I? Or is that just in your dream?
Should I leave?
I already left.
Yes. Don't you find it funny that the New York Times felt compelled to write a story telling you not to dive right into exercise? That was the whole point of the story.
When I saw the headline, I actually wondered, did Mom Donnie write this?
Yeah.
Was the byline his because of that bench press misadventure that he had? Speaking of bench pressing, because we were thinking about this topic before the show, could you bench press, Greg?
For legal reasons, no.
The courts. The courts.
Yeah. Well,
Theoretically.
he needs to be completely tied up and blindfolded, and then I would do it. But yeah, I could.
Not that again.
It's like your birthday.
Yeah. It is
He brings
exactly
his
like
own
my
stuff.
birthday.
He's like,
Oh,
don't
no.
worry, I have the handcuffs and the ball. Don't worry about it.
Not a blindfold. Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to move on from you, Guy, because you're no help whatsoever. Sherrod,
Yes.
are you inspired by this renewed call for fitness?
I mean, I think it's a good look, but saying it is one thing. Do we have to see them actually doing the exercises? No. It's like when you go home for a holiday and your drunk uncle's like this, I bet you I can do more push-ups than you. It's like, I don't want to see this, then you throw your back out, then I got to steal your wallet. It's too much. I hope this don't replace healthcare. It's like, hey, I broke my leg. It's like, just do some jogging and you'll be fine. Pour some Robitussin on it. Let that tussin soak in the bone. You be okay. I want to see a doctor.
But it is true. Preventive health is important. You know, if you work out, you might have a reduced risk of getting sick.
Yes, that's what they used to tell me in prison. Oh, the yard.
Kat, do you think the Times hates this because it actually works, and they prefer just to have words and not deeds?
No, I don't think it's that calculated.
Yeah.
I think it's just a thing they wrote. It's obviously it's a good idea to be cautious before you work out, but I feel like most people probably know their limits. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a person who knows your limits, then there's not a thing in life that will not be dangerous for you.
Yeah.
Anything, right? This, I wouldn't attempt this. I would not attempt this because, like, I could die. But I know that, right? Because I'm an adult and I have a basic competence, which is how I'm still alive.
Yes. You know, Tyrus, the rule of thumb is if you want the media to criticize something.
Rule of thumb, that's a good one. You know what that really means?
What?
You know what rule of thumb means?
Oh, yeah, that's an old wives' tale.
Well, it is about wives. It used to be if your wife was a smart mouth, you had a stick, as long as it's as thick as your thumb, you could whoop her for
Whoop her
it.
with it,
Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't my rule.
No.
But if you want the media to criticize something, just make sure Trump is for it.
Yeah, but they did it clever to where the media takes the bait once again. It's a challenge, which means you do your best.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. They picked the two push-ups and chin-ups or pull-ups are the two exercises that when your body doesn't want to do it anymore, you're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how much you yell and scream, your arms are like, we're good. We're done, you know?
Yes.
Push-ups, then you can nap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a challenge to get to put something in place for someone to be like, hey, I tried to challenge. I got 10 push-ups in and a half a pull-up the first week. And then I came back the second week and I got 15 push-ups and 1 full chin, and it builds, and you confidence builds, but you also find that other things build. The idea is to get people off the couch, to get people to the only thing that they're pushing up is when they're ordering their food on their phone because they won't even get out of their house to walk and go shopping anymore. So you want people to be physically more active because their lives are better for it. Sitting around in front of the phone all day is not good for anybody. And of course, the media, because it came from Trump's side, it's like, whoa, hey, be careful. You don't want to get in shape because you might start paying attention to other around you.
Yes. Also, it does teach you about cause and effect.
Yeah.
Like that, like if you actually do work, you'll get something good out of it. And that goes against just about every kind of left-wing idea.
But Pete and Bobby, they both know they're doing testosterone. Let's not pretend like that's not involved.
I think RFK definitely.
Definitely, no question about it.
Yeah.
Well, you get an extra testosterone lift by working out on jeans. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.